She was sitting on her kitchen floor with blood on the tile and her dog's paw wrapped in a towel, and she told me the thought that scared her most wasn't the vet bill. It was that she might never be able to trim her own dog's nails again without both of them shaking. Here's what nobody told her, and what almost every pet parent gets wrong. The blood, the flinching, the dread that builds every single month, none of that is because you're bad at this. It's because you were taught the wrong method entirely, one that fights biology instead of using it. And there is a way to cut nails so that the blood vessel inside actually retreats on its own, with zero risk of ever hitting it again. If you've ever paid a groomer just to avoid this exact moment, stay with me, because today I'm giving you the tool vets actually use, not the ones sold to pet owners. Hi everyone. I know most of you have already decided the safest option is paying $30 or $40 a month to have someone else hold your dog down and get it over with. But let's be honest about what that actually is. It isn't a solution, it's an avoidance strategy, and it's quietly costing you several $100s a year while your dog slowly learns to dread being touched by anyone, including you. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the hidden skeletal damage long nails are causing right now, the exact trick that makes the blood vessel shrink back with zero blood, the flashlight hack that lets you see straight through solid black nails, and 2 behavior games that will have your dog handing you their paw voluntarily, even filing their own nails like it's play. If your future self needs this, hit subscribe now so you don't lose it, and let's get started. Most pet parents think long nails are just a cosmetic problem, maybe the reason behind that click 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 on your floors. As a vet, I need you to see this differently, because overgrown nails are an orthopedic injury happening in slow motion. A healthy paw is built so the toes stay tight and compact, and the nail hovers just above the ground while only the pad touches down. Once a nail grows past that point, it hits the floor first, and because the floor doesn't give, that nail gets driven backward into the toe with every single step your dog takes. Picture wearing shoes 2 sizes too small and being forced to walk in them for a year straight. Studies on canine gait have linked exactly this kind of chronic nail floor pressure to toes splaying outward and dogs shifting their weight backward onto their hind legs to escape the pain in front, which pulls the wrists, elbows, shoulders, and eventually the spine out of their natural alignment. This is one of the silent accelerators behind early arthritis in senior dogs, and almost no one traces it back to something as small as a nail. So yes, we need them short. But we're done traumatizing our dogs to get there. Here's the part that changes everything. Inside that hard nail is a living blood vessel called the quick, which is exactly why cutting it feels, to your dog, like someone ripping a nail off your own finger. But because it's living tissue, the quick responds to its environment. Leave a nail long, and the quick stretches out and grows right along with it. Chop straight through that in one clip and you sever it. But file down just the very tip instead, and the exposed vessel senses the change and pulls itself backward to protect itself. File a small amount once or twice a week, and within about a month, those nails will have shortened themselves, with zero pain and zero blood, purely because you let biology do the work. Now the question I get constantly, what about solid black nails, where you genuinely cannot see anything? Here is the 60-second trick that fixes it. Rub 1 small drop of plain baby oil onto the nail. This softens the outer keratin and makes the shell just translucent enough. Then take your phone's flashlight, press it directly against the underside of the paw pad, and shine it straight up through the nail. Within seconds, you'll see exactly where the solid dark quick ends and the hollow, safe tip begins, like a map lit up right in front of you. None of this matters, though, if your dog won't let you near their paws in the first place, so let's fix that. This is counter-conditioning, and it works because we're not fighting the old fear, we're replacing it with a new memory. Start without touching your dog at all. Set the file or clippers on the coffee table, and the moment they glance at it, say yes in a happy voice and toss a piece of chicken or cheese. Repeat that 5 times, and the tool stops meaning danger, it starts meaning food falls from the sky. Next, rebuild paw comfort on its own. Touch the shoulder, treat. Glide down the leg, treat. Tap the top of the paw for 1 second, then immediately reward. No holding, just tap and release. Over a few days, build up to lifting the paw for a second before letting go. You're teaching your dog that giving you their paw is a profitable game, entirely on their terms. Here's my favorite trick in all of grooming, the one that lets your dog give themselves a pedicure. Dogs have a deep instinct to scratch and dig, and we're going to redirect that instinct completely. Get a scratch board, either bought online for around $15 to $20, or made at home for about $3, just sandpaper glued to a flat board. Sit on the floor, hold the board flat in front of you, and place a smelly treat under it with your hand, close enough to smell but out of reach. Your dog will get frustrated and instinctively scratch at the sandpaper trying to dig it out. The instant you hear that scrape, say yes and hand over the treat immediately. Repeat this, and within minutes their brain connects the dots. Scratching this rough surface makes food appear. Once they've learned it, you can simply hold the board upright, and they'll walk up and file their own front nails, completely on their own. Back nails are usually shorter already since walking on pavement grinds them down naturally, but for the occasional back trim, here's the distraction that makes it painless. Take a silicone lick mat, coat it heavily with plain yogurt and a spoon of xylitol-free peanut butter, and freeze it overnight. Stick the frozen mat to a tiled wall at your dog's nose height. The repetitive licking of something cold and rewarding floods their brain with calm, and while they're completely absorbed, you can quietly sit by their back legs and gently file those tips without them even noticing. I think about that woman on her kitchen floor a lot, because for years, dog grooming was built on the idea that you had to overpower your dog to get through it. Real veterinary care isn't built on force, it's built on understanding. Once you know how the quick retreats, how to see through a black nail, and how to replace fear with food and sandpaper, you stop being the person your dog dreads walking toward, and you become the one who keeps them safe. If this took even a little of that guilt off your shoulders, hit like so it reaches another pet parent stuck in that same cycle on their kitchen floor tonight, and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Put the clippers down for now, trust the biology, and I'll see you in the next one.